In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to build variations. Now the first thing we need to do is check the variation fields that we're using. We can do that by going to Settings and then Selling. From here, we'll go down to SKU Options. And you see here we have size, color, and style. Now in this case, we're selling t-shirts and this makes total sense, but if you're selling auto parts, you need to select the variation fields that make more sense. If they don't exist here, then you need to create these fields under Advanced and then create the custom user fields. Now how you can select more than one variation field is by holding down Shift or Control depending on your computer. Let's just say I only want to do size and color. I selected those and I click Save Settings. Now that that's saved, we can go ahead and create the variation. I'm going to start from scratch by clicking Add Product. Now being this is the very first item of the variation, this is the parent item, everything underneath it is a child. Even though this is the parent item, this has to be one of the variations. In this test I'm showing you, we're going to change up the size and also the color. But even so, the parent is going to be the one that has the most quantity, or stock. Now the main thing to note is when you're creating variation listings, you have to have something that's variant. So what we just selected was size and colors are the variants. If you do not have size or color or whatever the variations are filled out, then you won't be able to create a variation. In this instance, I'm going to go ahead and set up the rest of the listing by adding in description, photos, etc. Now once I've set all of that up, I can click Create Draft. Do not click Add or else you will list this item on the channels you have selected. So Create Draft starts the variation process. Now that this item is drafted, we can go ahead and go to Select Action and Create Variation. Once you do this, you see it has the different options you can change. In this case, we have the GUID, which let's change this to small blue. And we can click Create when we're finished. Now once you click Create, we are currently in the child. We are currently in the small blue item. We are not in the main parent item. I'm going to go ahead and create the third variation here. Create Variation. We're going to do large orange. Now that we've created 3 variations of this listing, you will see a Variations tab. Now if you only have 2, you can always go to Products, All Products, and view the parent item. But now that we've done this, you see a Variations tab on the left. I'm going to go ahead and click that, and as I scroll down, you see we are currently in that large orange, but if I go back to the parent info, now mind you where I went with that is I went to Variations. Underneath Variations, you see the SKU. The SKU of the main item is right here. I'm going to go ahead and click that so we can go back to the parent item. Once I get here, I'm going to click on Variations. Now you will see all of the different children that have been created underneath it. We have the small blue, the large orange, and also the price. Keep in mind you can inline edit all of these by clicking the down arrow and click Edit Inline. Possibly you need to change the stock on some of these. And also you want to create additional variations right here. Now that I've created medium blue, I'm going to click Create. Now keep in mind each time you create another variation, you are in that child variation. So even if I scroll down to Variations and you're wondering where is that new variation you just created, if you want to see everything you have to go back to the original SKU. So I would go to the SKU and then scroll down to Variations where you can see all of the options right here. When you're finished adding all of your variations, adjusting the price or the stock, once you've finished adding in all of the information for Amazon and for eBay, and this item is ready to list, you must ensure that you're on the parent item, and once you're on here, you would click Retry Item, which would list the item to the channels. If you want to view what your products look like by going to All Products, you would see all of the options right here. You can add color, price. We can also add size in here as well. And that way you can see everything as far as the quantity, the price. And that way you can see all of your information regarding your variations, the price, the stock, and you can see the SKUs and GUIDs over here on the side as well.